I checked out the Nigerian economic Nigerian what do you call it, economic outlook for 2023, and then I got a few ideas from that. And one of the things that they said from the Nigeria economic outlook for 2023 is that the naira is a poor store of value. One of the things I got from that is that the naira is not a great store of value. So this is from Nairametrics. So they encourage you to store your money in either real estate or in foreign currency. So they encourage you to store your money in real estate or in foreign currency, and that real estate is still very, very resilient. So those are some of the things that I learned from that. And from that report as well, they also talked about vendors. Yeah, they said I checked out the real estate market analysis for 2023. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodly Heritage. And then they also said that one of the things that you should work on is to work on your skill level so that you can sell a service instead of just a physical product. One of the things that they talked about there is that you should look at selling a service and not just a physical product. So selling a service is better than a physical product. And I love the analogy that they gave. They gave an analogy, and they said that the people that create the iPhone, that put the iPhone together, they are paid way, 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 way less than the software engineers that work in Apple Computer in California, in Silicon Valley. Very, 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 very powerful. And so that brings us to the first step of what I want to talk about today. So before you sell any product to anybody, you must first of all understand the power of their context. Understanding context is critically important for you to make any form of sales. So the question then is, what is the context? Now, the dictionary definition of the word context is the circumstances that form the setting of an event or statement or idea in terms of which it can be fully understood. Context is the circumstances that forms an event, a situation, a person, so that you can fully understand that person. Now think about it. If you have a better context on your customers, you have a better understanding of your customers, you will sell more. So context is critically important in the increase of sales process. So that's the first thing. You want to have context. For when you have context, you will know what the needs are. You will know what the challenges are, and then you will know how to position yourself to make a better sales. It is wrong, it's not completely great for you to sell or try to sell a product to anybody if you don't have context. Sometimes it's good to have an historical context. That's why when you're talking to a client on the phone, you want to ask the client, have you bought this thing before? Have you bought a property before? What was your experience like buying a property? Or I've never bought a property before, or this is the first time I'm buying a property. Or have you bought a laptop before? It is important that you understand context. For without context, it is very, very difficult to make a meaningful sale. That's the first thing. And the tool to understanding context is in the quality of questions that you ask. Context is understood more when you ask great and qualitative questions. In fact, in sales trainings, I always tell people that prescription before diagnosis is a fraud. Now, God forbid, let's say you walk into a doctor's office, and before you say anything to the doctor quickly says to you that you need an operation, you need a surgical operation. 9 times out of 10, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay with that doctor? You're going to run away? Yes or yes? Will you stay with that doctor? You will run away without asking you any question. If the doctor just goes straight to say you need a surgical operation, won't you run away? 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, you will seek a second, third, fourth opinion. Why? Because you know internally that a good doctor should first of all ask you questions first. It is after they've asked you questions, they are diagonizing you, they are understanding your context. For it is when they've understood your context before they can prefer any level of solution. So you have no right to sell anything to anybody if you have not asked them questions to understand their context. An advantage of understanding context is that because when you understand context, you will sell better. When you understand context, you will price better. When you understand context, you can upsell. When you understand context, you can cross-sell. I don't think you heard me. Now, what do I mean by that? Somebody comes to buy a phone from your hand, and if you don't understand context, you will just sell the phone to the person. The person walks away from your place, from your shop. Unbeknown to you, the person is a content creator. And when the person leaves your shop, the person goes ahead and buys a tripod stand. The person buys a tripod stand because they need a tripod stand. Now you sell a tripod stand, but you didn't sell the tripod stand to that person because you did not have context. Because you didn't ask enough questions to unpack the reason why they were buying the phone in the first place. Because if you had asked them, may I know why you want to buy the phone? If the person says to you, it's because I'm a content creator, then you can tell the person that this is what you may need to add to your purchase so that you can create great content. Am I talking to somebody on today? So that's the first key. You got to have content. So before you conclude, you need to understand that you got to have context. The second thing that you want to do is that the journey or the destination, you're going to pick one. Is it the journey you want to do or you want to pick on the destination? So let me read a quote to you. I said, this is Robert Stevenson. He said that to travel hopefully is better than to arrive. To travel hopefully is better than to arrive. So what it's saying here is that a lot of times the journey is more meaningful, is even more better than the destination. Because if you are fixated on the destination, you will not enjoy the beauty, the magnificence of the journey. I'll give you an example. Let me break that down. Okay, so let's say your destination is to make a sale. You want to make $1,000, you want to make $2,000. That is your destination. But what is the journey to the destination? The journey to the destination is you want to pick up your phone, you want to make those sales calls. The journey to the destination is that you want to do a live video like this, like I'm doing an Instagram live, that I'm recording a podcast as well as this. You are doing that live all at the same time. That is the destination. And the truth of the matter is that you cannot predict the day that the customer will buy from you. True or false? Come on, can I get a witness, somebody? Some of you that sold the product today, you did not know if someone was going to pay for your product or your service on that day. You could not control that. Am I talking to somebody? Can you hear me, please? Those of you on Instagram, can you hear me, please? Those of you on Instagram, can you hear me, please? I want to confirm that. I know that the guys in my podcast and YouTube, you're all listening to me, watching me. Those on Instagram, can you hear me, please? All right. Chika underscore Korocha says that he can hear me, so that I assume that everybody on the call is also hearing me. So you want to fall in love with the journey, and not just the destination. Where we face a lot of frustration, where we face a lot of challenges, is because we are destination addicted, but we are not mindful of the journey. And that's why people don't want to do the activities of the journey. They just want to appear and disappear at the destination. Now, if you don't go through the work of the journey, you cannot repeat the destination. You don't know, you cannot calculate what brought you to the destination in the first place. I don't know about you. I like the journey, because when I arrive at a destination, which I know I will, I can repeat what made me get to the destination in the first place. Did you get that? So I did a coaching call for a client today in the UK. I know exactly how I got the client. I know the things that I did that I believe triggered the conversation that led to the sale of the client. So because I know that, I will repeat that. And that's why I'm live on Instagram every day. I can control that. I can whether you will buy my product today, I cannot control it. And quite frankly, I don't even fixate on that. I will ask you to buy. I will make an offer. But whether you buy or not, that is not even the argument now. I can't control you buying. The only thing that I can control is that I will show up online every day. And if I consistently show up online every day, in a world of 4 billion people on the internet, and if I get good at showing up online every day, then the probability that the purchase will take place increases exponentially. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about right now. So don't focus on the destination of a buying process, because in the destination, you cannot control the day that somebody will buy your product. You are not in control of that. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how smart you are, you cannot tell the day that somebody will buy from you, because you're not in control of that. However, you are in control of the processes, of the activities that will ensure that you are visible in the eyes of the people that can buy. So I had a coaching session today with a new client of mine in the UK. It was thrown from the DM to the coaching call to getting paid. Now, the day that the client got into my DM, I could not control that. But the only thing that I can control is that every day I show up on the internet. Every morning I show up with great content. Every evening I show up with great content. Every week I show up every week. And if I do that consistently, because that's something I can control, the thing that I cannot control, which is the day that the client will pay and buy, will take care of itself. Now, the problem with a lot of small business owners or people in sales, they want to control the destination. You don't have that power. What you have the power to do is in the journey. And part of the journey is that you can pick up your phone, you can make a call, you can send a DM, you can send a text message, you can send a WhatsApp message, and if you do all of those things, they will compound, and eventually the destination called the closed sale will make itself a physical and a tangible reality in your business. Do you understand what I'm talking about on tonight? Do you understand what I'm talking about on tonight? Because the moment you understand that, your life becomes a lot easier. You don't struggle anymore. You don't struggle anymore. And guess what? A lot of people will not fixate on the journey. They want to fixate on the destination. You know why? Because they see a lot of people in their destination. You celebrate somebody who just bought a house. You celebrate somebody who just bought a car. You celebrate somebody who just made $1 million. Now that is their destination. You did not ask yourself the journey steps, the ups and downs, the peaks and the valleys that led them to that destination. Because society celebrates the destination. Society does not celebrate the process that led to the destination. How am I talking about? So I show up here every day on Instagram. I show up here every week. The day I will blow, big time blow, people will see the blow. They'll say, this guy don't blow, but they forgot that I was doing Instagram and only 13 people were watching me. I was doing Instagram, only 7 people were watching me. That is the journey. So are you a journey person or a destination person? Which one are you? Which one are you? Which one are you? The last thing I want to talk about here, before I talk about what I want to talk about here, I want you to join my paid WhatsApp group. I've got a WhatsApp group where I teach sales stuff like this every single day. I've done that for 2 years. Who wants to join the group right now? Say, it's 5,000 naira a month to be in my community. We review a book on the 15th of every month. We are reviewing a book this month called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Naval is a venture capitalist and a billionaire. One idea from that book gave me an extra 2 million naira from a deal. So who wants to join the group right now? Say I. It's 5,000 naira. You click on the link on my Instagram bio. It is the first link on the bio to join. Who would like to join the group right now? Say I. Who wants to join the group right now? Say I. Any questions, please? Those of you who are listening to this on the podcast, the link to join the group is on the show notes. You can click on it and join the community. I want to say thank you for coming to the podcast and share this if you're enjoying this. So thank you very much and do have a fantastic day. All right. Yeah. Who else wants to join? All right. All right. Any questions, please? Any questions, please? Any questions, please? Are you still here?